It was back in 1853 that a group of Lutherans from the Cedarburg community gathered together with the intent of starting a congregation, our congregation. The earliest minutes that we can find were from May 22nd of 1853, and this group of Lutheran Christians specifically intended to begin not only a congregation, but with the congregation, a Christian day school. So you can see in over 160 years, Christian education has been a pretty vital part of our First Immanuel family. It's really a part of our DNA. And over the years, we found challenges, but we've met each challenge. Today, we find a challenge again. We have a 65-year-old building, and this program is more than a building with a leaking roof and cracked walls and overcrowded classrooms and a lack of opportunity to include technology in the educational process. This is really about meeting the needs for generations to come. You know, things change, and that's pretty obvious. Things have changed quite a bit since 1853. But even in the last handful of years, things have changed dramatically. The way we do school, even the way we do church, has changed. Technology has entered the picture. We even gather together differently. In the school, it's called collaborative learning. In the ministry, it's called small groups. And so what we're proposing for our congregation is going to help us meet those challenges.
Before we look at the ways the building project will impact our ministry areas, let me summarize the plans for you. Our proposed building will be 2 stories covering 36,053 square feet. It will provide us with 14 learning studios for our elementary age students and a multi-purpose communal space called a learning street. The proposed building project also includes the addition of administrative space, which will include 6 new offices for pastoral and support staff, a new student health room, and a conference room. Renovations will also be made to existing office space to better accommodate staff needs. All of this new space allows us to enhance several key ministry areas at First Immanuel. First, let's look at how our school is impacted by this project. Our day school is the largest component of family ministry. The building project allows for 21st century learning updates. Built in 1954, our current school was designed with small square classrooms located off a narrow central hallway. The 21st century learning environment moves away from this model of single-purpose spaces to multifunctional areas that can accommodate varying class sizes among school years and grade levels. Each learning suite will have 2 learning studios or classrooms that can be open to one another for collaboration. The learning suites will also open to something called the Learning Street. The Learning Street is a large multifunctional communal space within the center of each floor on the elementary school. It takes the place of a traditional narrow hallway. At 3,400 square feet, the Learning Street is designed to be an extension of the classroom. Each learning studio can open up to this space, extending the classroom beyond traditional walls. It also becomes a space to use for indoor recess when children are unable to get outdoors. Because the Learning Street is designed to be a large multifunctional space, it also creates opportunities for other ministry areas. Worship, a core ministry of First Immanuel, is enhanced when children are presented with opportunities geared toward their age level and understanding. The Learning Street would allow for age-specific chapel to be conducted within the elementary school. Similarly, morning prayers and pledges could be conducted in this space rather than over a loudspeaker. The Learning Street also presents an opportunity for our small group ministry to utilize its space. The flexibility of its walls and casual furniture makes it an ideal location for reach groups to meet during non-school hours. Bible Blast and Vacation Bible School can also use this space for programming, freeing up the cafeteria and fellowship hall for adult Bible studies on Sunday mornings. The Learning Street gives us the large multifunctional space that we are currently lacking. The proposed building project also impacts our fundamental mission of reaching out to unchurched children in our community. 52% of our children are not members of First Immanuel, and 10% of those children and their families do not belong to a church at all. Additional classroom space allows our day school to accommodate a growing number of students, creating opportunities to reach more unchurched children in our community. The building project also allows for new administrative space and renovations to existing office space. This would allow me to be more visible to the students and the staff throughout the school day and would centralize our pastoral staff. Renovations to existing office space would also create a private, comfortable space to accommodate our care and counseling ministry. The ministry opportunities this proposed building project brings are abundant and will help us to further carry out our mission here at First Immanuel Lutheran. Now that we've outlined a few of those, let's break down the specific building plans a bit further.
To date, the school planning team, along with input from staff and church member listening sessions, helped us develop the schematic designs. This helped us shape the space and determine needs and wants. Further design and budgetary development has brought us to the preliminary design documents that we are presenting to you today. I get to walk you through the key elements of the elementary school design developed to date. We'll start from the entry to the school, walk through the administration portion, and explore the first and second floor of the elementary school. First, the entry to the school. We will utilize the existing east entry, located here, as our main entry to the school. That entry will be dressed up with better lighting, a building sign, and an exterior design feature to increase visual awareness and wayfinding for those coming to our school. As it is today, this will be a secure door. So that's located right here and here. To increase visibility and wayfinding, we're proposing removing the IT room and the printing room from the current offices. Those are currently located right here and right here. This will give us a welcoming circulation space with room to move, area for student displays, and an opportunity for visitors to gain their bearings as to where they are and where they need to go once they've entered our building. This is also our second line of security, as office staff have a second opportunity to observe visitors before letting them into the second set of secure doors to enter the school, which is these right here. At this point, once inside, parents and students are still in a secure zone, but they will have face-to-face contact with office staff located behind the counter right here. At this point, staff can either buzz the people into the school through the third set of secure doors or direct them back out of the building or to another location within the building. Next, we'll look at the office configuration. We have a combination of open office for those staffing the front desk, located here, a conference room and private offices, private offices, and the principal will have an office with access to the school and large windows to be able to observe school functions while working in the office. The office administration area is a traditional office layout. However, the office sizes have increased over the current offices. The current offices are just too small to comfortably have more than one guest visit a staff member in their office. Moving into the school, we see one of the biggest improvements immediately upon entering. So after going through the office area, down the circulation space, we're now here. What was once a hallway, only designed for circulation, is now a room known as the Learning Street, and that is this space right here. Both the Learning Street and the classrooms offer many features that were limited in previous school designs. Some of these are flexibility, adaptability, and variety. What that means is moving away from the model of single-purpose spaces to multifunctional spaces. Transparency and passive supervision. Transparent schools convey an idea that learning should be visible and celebrated. So we have transparency throughout the space, being able to see within the space itself, and the ability to see from the Learning Street into the classrooms, and the classrooms out into Learning Street through glass walls that are retractable. Transparency and passive supervision is the idea of developing a school with high levels of visibility in both formal and informal learning areas. This creates a sense of openness, yet preserves acoustic separation, increases natural daylighting in the building, and provides all-important eyes on the street. health and physical fitness. The Learning Street not only provides a learning space, it also provides a space for health and physical fitness. Currently, during times of poor weather, when the students are inside for recess, the gym is unavailable to the elementary students. In the new elementary school, the Learning Street can provide that space for health and physical fitness that we don't currently have now. In the past, schools relegated art to single-purpose quarters. Much of today's white-collar work demands creativity in multiple spheres. And in this technological world, almost everyone needs to become artistic with the ability to present ideas using many different media. The Learning Street provides ample student display space. There's never enough space for students to display their work, homework, art projects, and other items that they've worked hard on during the school day. In addition, we also have interior and exterior vistas. As we talked about eyes on the street earlier, those vistas are basically visual vistas throughout the spaces that you don't have in a hallway situation with individual classrooms. Given that so much learning happens in enclosed spaces, there's great benefit to expanding a student's horizons by creating lines of sight that extend as far as possible outside of the room. Vistas of 50 feet or more allow us to change our focal length, important to both eye health and comfort. And finally, let's look at the classrooms. Each classroom is autonomous. Everything the teacher needs for 21st century learning is built within the classroom. Here is a classroom, also known as a studio, and a second classroom. This dictated the increase in size from the 900 square feet we currently have to the 1,200 plus square feet we are proposing here. Not only that, the classrooms are set in pairs with the ability to open up to the adjacent classroom for collaborative learning. In addition, the class can be opened up to the Learning Street for further flexibility, right here. This gives the teachers the ability to have 3 different configurations depending on the activity taking place. Many of the Learning Street features I discussed earlier apply also to the classrooms. Therefore, I'm not going to repeat them. However, classroom features that I didn't mention when talking about the Learning Street are items such as dispersed technology, a 21st century approach to information, communication, and technology. What that means is learning anytime, anywhere, whether that's within the classroom or within the Learning Street or going back and forth between the classrooms. Unlike taking notes from a book or a whiteboard, students want to learn in a hands-on manner and learn with computers. Indoor-outdoor connection. The need to be connected to the outdoors is never stronger than when we are young. We have a connection to the outdoors in each one of the classrooms. Not only does this give us a code-required second exit out of the space, it also gives that student the ability to step outside and study outside with supervision by the teacher. It also gives them the connection to nature, which many classes do not offer today. Items which we didn't get into detail are daylighting, solar energy, natural ventilation, lighting, and color. However, all those features will be incorporated into the design and discussed as we continue to develop these plans. Moving to the second floor, we have a mirror image of what's taking place on the first floor, with the exception of the administration area has been removed to be replaced with studios or classrooms. This design increases our current classroom count in the elementary school from 8 to 14, giving us room to grow and expand to a degree we currently do not have today.
So as you can see, we've reached a pretty important point in our congregation's ministry. And we've reached these points in past history, but we've met the challenges. And so what we do with this program is going to be able to impact our first Immanuel mission and ministry as well as impact other people. Let me wrap up with a little bit of a story. Just a few years ago, we had a 7th grader that just joined our congregation, and he was in my Christian faith class. At the end of the first day of class, he came up to me and he said, "Make sure you cover as much of this Christian material as you can, because it's really pretty interesting to me, and I live with a group of atheists." Well, let me tell you, as that child was in our classroom for a couple of years, we had the privilege of being able to baptize him, and his family even had a little party for him. There's more young people just like this young man who are waiting for our ministry. But I really believe that this particular program is going to be vital so that we can reach others with the good news of Jesus. And so I guess, simply put, today's challenges are tomorrow's opportunities. With this program, we're going to be able to impact not only this generation and the next generation, but I'm convinced, as we've done in the last 160 years, we're going to be able to impact people that, well, we may never meet, but we will meet them in heaven. So we've been called to be a blessing, and God has blessed us that we can be this blessing.